Welcome to Totally Lost. I'm Jeff.
I'm Dan.
We got a great show for you today. We're going to be teasing tonight's episode, Namaste.
But before that, 2 weeks ago, we saw a hootenanny go down, big time.
I'm gone 10 minutes and you're having a hootenanny?
Don't be such a bummer, man.
So you know what we decided?
Uh-oh.
Let's do one of our own.
It was a stupid idea.
The Totally Lost hootenanny.
Yep.
Ready to party?
I'm winking right now at the camera.
All right. Are you ready to party now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
So what do you think? Don't you think it would be nice if the world was some kinder, gentler?
Yeah, whatever. Hey, want me to show you the room where we push all the buttons? Why do people keep slapping me?
I call it my rough draft to final draft time loop 3 of Lost, okay? Season 3 correlates to Season 4. Season 2 correlates to Season 5. That means that when we get to Season 6, it's gonna be Season 1 all over again. They're gonna tell the whole story of Lost from beginning to end in Season 6. Don't you get it?
So you're gonna make an offer on that house? Yeah, because the 3 bedrooms is so perfect for the kids.
That's a good theory.
If you can't make a record,
the record is spinning again. We're just not on the song we want to be on.
Oh, is that for me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you, Dan. That's really sweet. So let's talk about LaFleur and let's talk about Sawyer and the Sawyer-Juliet romance. What'd you think? Did you like seeing that development?
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous about would I buy this relationship, and I found myself totally invested in this relationship.
You know, I think romance is one of those things on Lost. It doesn't always come easy to the show, you know, and I don't think it's supposed to. You know, they're in survival mode. They're trying to get off the island. There's not really a lot of time for any sort of new relationships to blossom. But here is the rare example where in this one episode, it was just, you know, they very subtly, very deftly, very quickly brought these 2 people together, and I was completely sold on them.
Sawyer and Juliet have now been together for 3 years.
Yes.
Okay. The Sawyer-Kate dynamic has only been going on for a few months, essentially.
Yeah.
Now, to us, obviously, we feel like it's the exact opposite. So it's amazing that they were able to pull that off, A, and B, that's their big challenge going forward now that we see Kate coming back. Everyone needs to remember this Sawyer-Juliet thing is not some new thing. This has been going on for 3 years.
That's what made that final scene of the episode so kind of like powerful and heartbreaking at the same time. You know, you see Sawyer get out of that car, and he'd made that big show in an earlier scene about, is 3 years long enough to get over someone? Absolutely, he says.
Absolutely.
But then he gets out of that car, and there's that long, lingering gaze that Sawyer gives Kate, and you could just see in his eyes like, oh yeah, you, that's right, I loved you, you know?
Yeah.
And I kind of was like, no,
yeah, right?
You know, it just like.
But weren't you surprised that you had that reaction?
Yeah, it was like it was a measure of like how much I had fallen for the Sawyer-Juliet relationship, and how much as much as I do like Sawyer and Kate together, I don't want to see her return upset the happiness that Sawyer and Juliet have found.
Let's call it out. Sawyer was the man in this episode.
Sawyer was the man.
And, you know, with the battle for alpha male on the island, you know, at least with our castaways, with the whole Sawyer-Jack thing, Jack, you know, has been sort of lost and whiny, and Sawyer just completely emerged for us in this episode.
I'd like to go one step further than that, which is that for 4 seasons now, Jack and Locke have sort of been wrestling over sort of the correct sort of like ideology of the show,
right.
and for the role of being hero of the island, you know. But in one episode, and this has been building up for several seasons now too, but Sawyer just sort of like lays claim to being the hero of Lost. From here on out, I kind of feel my mind and heart sort of like wanting the story of Lost to kind of go through him now, you know, like the redemption of Sawyer, blossoming into this great guy here in the past. What's going to happen to him in the future? I am totally into this story.
We got a big revelation this episode, or an almost revelation, or the backside of a revelation with the statue. And I guess the first question is, should we necessarily even assume that that is the 4-toed statue?
Yeah, we never really saw the feet. You know, we saw the back of the head, we saw the back, we saw the back of the legs. Was that 4-toed? Was it maybe 4-toed's companion?
Ooh, I like where you're going with that.
Interesting.
Okay.
A lot of people are thinking that this could be the representation of the Egyptian god Anubis,
Okay.
who is sort of like the protector of the
Right,
dead.
okay.
A lot of people think this because Anubis is sort of like a jackal-like creature. He's also represented maybe as a greyhound or a dog. So the little ears,
okay.
the little
Yeah, yeah.
ears that are on top of the statue, could that be a clue that we're dealing with Anubis?
Building on your Egyptian theme here.
Okay.
What about it's the sun god Ra?
Ra, yeah.
Okay. We've got R.A. Richard Alpert.
Nice. Yeah.
We've got the eyeliner, so the Egyptian theme
Egyptian
there.
theme,
So
yeah.
are you working with me?
I'm working with you.
Okay.
I'm totally feeling you. Yeah. There was another sort of Egyptian sun god, Horus.
Oh, absolutely. Who actually, fused with Ra at times.
You're up on the Egyptian mythology too.
I Wikipedia occasionally.
Nice, well
Yes.
done. That spelling is like Horus.
R-U-S, yes.
And then we have Horace Goodspeed over there in the Dharma
Right.
Initiative. And definitely there seems to be some link specifically between the Dharma Initiative
Right.
and their fixation with Egyptian symbols and the notion of the afterlife and maybe eternal life.
Right.
And possibly, if we're reading this
Okay.
correctly, these huge Egyptian statues on the island. I'm also in love with the idea, though, that this statue really isn't evidence of some ancient civilization
Okay.
on the island, that this is actually some big hoax.
Okay, so you're saying it's like Mr. Friendly with the spirit gum and the beards and stuff
That's
like that?
right, yeah. It's all just a bit of theater. I don't know what the motivation is,
Okay.
but what I'm suggesting is, who's to say this statue was really built like hundreds, thousands of years ago? What if it was built in the past 10 years?
That's a good point.
And it was built for the benefit of some end game that someone's trying to pull off on the island. Crazy theory, but I kind of like to entertain that notion.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
No, Dan.
I want.
No, you don't want. No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.